It's a raccoon with a talk show slinging culture facts you might not know. From the biggest flops to the greatest hits, this is Trash Can Tidbits.
Howdy everyone, I'm Beaton and welcome back to Trash Can Tidbits number 17. Just think, a few more episodes and my series will be old enough to drink. I'm really happy this series has been getting positive response. Please sit back, listen with your ears, enjoy with your eyes as we get started with fact number 1. Did you know that Finnick from Zootopia only had 3 lines in the whole movie? This is quite interesting because he did make quite an impression in all the scenes he was in. Contrary to that though, Finnick's talking plushie has quite a few other lines that didn't make it into the movie, such as small mammal, big heart. Furthermore, Finnick was played by Tommy Tiny Lister, best known for playing the bully Debo in the Friday movies. Fact 2 comes from the Poetry Ninja on Twitter. Did you know that one of the most expensive Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the world is based on a real person? In 2002, a Yu-Gi-Oh fan by the name of Tyler Gressel was diagnosed with a rare form of liver cancer, and he was on the verge of dying. During this time, he had one wish to create one card based around his interests. The Make-A-Wish Foundation heard his story and in 2005 gave him a tour of the recording studio where the English dub of Yu-Gi-Oh was made, but also unveiled a one-time only official printing of his card. Thankfully, after a nice party back home, Tyler has made a full recovery and is living a happy life. The card itself, Tyler the Great Warrior, not only shows a mighty warrior, but also looks very similar to the character Future Trunks from the anime Dragon Ball Z, another interest of Tyler's. But as an added bonus, another Yu-Gi-Oh card is featured in the artwork, Legendary Black Belt, although not a very well-known card to many fans. The card, having only one copy in the world, has been ranked as the second most expensive Yu-Gi-Oh card in the world, and of course in history, with bids over $150,000. Thankfully, Tyler, the original owner, has never sold the card. Thanks again for sharing this with me, Ninja. I'm so glad this story has a happy ending. Fact 3. Did you know that the X-Files movie from 1998 was written to be a bridge between 2 seasons of the show? The creator, Chris Carter, had originally planned to end the show after season 5 and continue with a series of films. But 20th Century Fox instead decided to have the series continue on and basically forced Carter to write this movie to tie in between seasons 5 and 6. I think he did a pretty good job with writing it because you don't have to understand the show to actually see the movie. Fact 4. Did you know that the author of the teen novel The Perks of Being a Wallflower also ended up writing the screenplay and directing the movie adaptation? Writer-director Steven Chbosky apparently did all 3 of these things, which is a rarity in and of itself. He also worked as a guest writer on the live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast, which also starred Emma Watson. Fact 5. Did you know that actress Kristen Bell, known for playing Princess Anna in Frozen, voices the DMV sloth Priscilla in Zootopia? Compared to her fast-talking Anna, Priscilla has only one line. Yes, Flash? Sloths also happen to be one of Belle's favorite animals, and she jumped at the chance to play one. In fact, there's a video out there of Belle crying because her husband, Dax Shepard, surprised her with a sloth for her birthday, which is one of the cutest things I have ever seen. Do check the video out, it'll definitely make you smile. Fact 6. Did you know that the image of James Bond in the iconic gun barrel sequence in Dr. No through Goldfinger was not actually done by Sean Connery? The film's stunt captain, Bob Simmons, was the first person to perform the gun barrel sequence, and Connery first did it in Thunderball. After that, each actor who has played Bond has done the opening sequences. Roger Moore was in fact the first Bond actor to film it twice. Daniel Craig has since surpassed him. Fact 7. Did you know that there's a hidden campaign on the PlayStation 2 version of Half-Life? It's called Uplink, and the way you access it is through a hidden code on a PlayStation 2 demo disc. If you're able to find the code on the disc, you can actually access Uplink by putting the disc into the console while playing Half-Life. In addition, there's also a 2-player co-op mode for the game called Decay, and it is not available on the PC version. Fact 8. Did you know that the song Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas originated from a Judy Garland movie? It came from one of her favorite movies, Meet Me in St. Louis, and almost had slightly more darker lyrics. Garland refused to sing those lines because it would have made her sound like a cynical monster. The lyrics went along the lines of, "Have yourself a merry little Christmas, it may be your last." Yeah, I can totally understand why she didn't want to sing that. Today, of course, it's a classic Christmas song. Fact 9. Did you know that the final boss of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, Polygon Man, was intended to be the original mascot for the PlayStation? In 1995, he was created to demonstrate the polygonal processor for the system, but because he looked rather unusual, he was discarded after the console was announced. It was pretty interesting that Sony never really forgot about him and brought him back to be the final boss of the game. He even says some of the early taglines for the PS1, such as, "You are not ready," to make it even more meta. Fact 10. Did you know that Alien 3 served as the directorial debut of filmmaker David Fincher? Before that, he was a cameraman on other films such as Return of the Jedi and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Unfortunately, the experience of working on Alien 3 was so terrible for him that he refuses to discuss it to this day. In fact, he was the only director of the original Alien movies to not work on a formal director's cut of his film, though instead he gave permission for a rough cut to be released on Blu-ray called the Assembly Cut. But otherwise, he did not participate in it, nor was he ever interviewed for it. And here's a bonus fact for you this week. Did you know that Mulan was originally going to have a younger brother in one treatment for the film? It would have been him that she was going to pose as to save his life. However, he was deleted later on, so that she would end up taking her father's place instead. The character of Mulan's dog, Little Brother, was created instead to pay homage to this earlier story idea. And that's all for this week. Thank you for watching as always. And thanks again to Poetry Ninja for supplying me with a fact for today. I learned something new myself. Please feel free to share any facts you have with me, and if I like it, I'll put it to a future episode. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and give that notification bell a boop. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.